The first big sale of the year is here at Preston Mazda in Boardman, and Bobby, Mazda is the hot brand to drive.
That's right, Abby. These cars are drop-dead gorgeous. They're a blast to drive, get unbelievable fuel economy, and the deals this month are amazing.
Presto priced at $149 a month, the 2015 Mazda 3 5-door hatchback or 4-door sedan.
Or choose from the 2015 all-wheel drive CX-5 with up to 30 mpg or the 2015 Mazda 6 with up to 38 mpg. Your choice, both Presto priced at $199 a month.
Preston Mazda in Boardman, where
you come first.
Some people go to enormous lengths in the name of safety, like the inventor of the flame-resistant racing suit, Bill Simpson. Courageous engineering is also the Mazda way, and why the all-new Mazda 3 has an available class-exclusive suite of 8 safety features that see, sense, and alert you. Because when it comes to safety, you can never go too far. This is the all-new Mazda 3. What do you drive?
When they took a guitar and added electricity, it didn't just change the sound. It was the birth of rock and roll. It changed everything. Now, Mazda changes everything you knew about compact SUVs with bold Kodo design and revolutionary Skyactiv technology. It makes the Mazda CX-5 lighter, giving it exceptional fuel efficiency and unparalleled performance for an amazing drive. This is the Mazda way, and this is the 2015 Mazda CX-5.
So.
Mia Hamm has always been driven to be the best, making her one of the most winning soccer players. Mazda has always been driven to be our best. It's why we engineer highly acclaimed cars like the Mazda 6. J.D. Power has awarded the Mazda 6 the highest-ranked vehicle appeal among midsize cars. Skyactiv technology gives it the winning combination of best-in-class fuel efficiency and uncompromised performance. The 2015 Mazda 6. What do you drive?
So.
So what is Skyactiv technology? Basically, it compresses the air-fuel mixture to a much higher degree than you normally see in a production gas engine car. Up to 14-to-1 ratio, which gas engines don't normally approach. That's actually verging on diesel levels of compression. What's the big deal? Well, you get a lot more out of that bang when you do that, so you make better use of the fuel and you get more power. On the other hand, there's a huge downside. High compression engines want to pre-detonate or spark knock. In other words, combust before the spark plug even goes off. That causes all kinds of problems with power, durability, and efficiency of fuel use. So what do? First of all, they've created a very interesting exhaust architecture where these long exhaust runners carry the hot gases away and blend them farther from the engine. That's good because one cylinder firing out hot gas doesn't burp it into an adjacent cylinder, which a lot of other designs will do. Secondly, they're using a Hemi head design. You may have seen our video on what Hemi engines are all about. It's a hemispherical dome in the head and a hemispherical piston that goes up there to fill it, really compress everything. They're doing that, but they also have a little well carved out in the top of the piston, which allows them to contain some of the detonation before it takes over the whole cylinder. And finally, they're using direct injection, which a lot of car makers are doing, but that has a lot of benefits here. It gives you very precise fuel metering, so the gas isn't there until it really needs to be and can't blow up early. And because it's injected right into the cylinder, the gasoline is cooler because it didn't have to run down a hot intake runner and a hot intake port on its way to the cylinder. That also helps prevent detonation until the spark wants it to happen.
Bottom line, Mazda claims a 15% improvement in both fuel efficiency and torque using Sky Active. But remember, the typical gas engine only wrings about 30% efficiency from a gallon of fuel. Wasting the remainder has dissipated heat. So 15% better than that isn't exactly game-changing, but it helps. Also, the Sky Active cars that are sold in the U.S. will have their compression ratio dropped to a still lofty 13-to-1, a concession being made so we can feed them regular gas.
We've all been conditioned that purchasing earth-friendly products probably means sacrificing performance. Today's improving vehicles are being developed to be more earth-friendly than ever before, but they still have the look and performance we desire. Xylon Green was engineered from the ground up to protect your vehicle's appearance with a high-performance product and to be earth-friendly. The feeling you have with your new or certified pre-owned vehicle on the day you purchase it can be continued for years by protecting the interior and exterior appearance from common everyday harmful effects of the environment and from ourselves. Xylon Green penetrates the pores of the exterior paint surfaces to create a long-lasting, sustainable bond. It has a high heat threshold, so it won't emulsify or melt with the surface temperatures found on any average sunny day. Xylon Green strengthens the exterior surfaces from car wash and road salt exposure. It adds significant resistance against acid rain, tree sap, hard water etching, bird droppings, insect damage, and road de-icing agents, which could otherwise quickly damage the clear coat surfaces if not protected. Xylon Green adds increased stain resistance and UV protection to the carpet, leather, vinyl, fabric, and seating surfaces. Xylon Green was developed from over 80 years of automotive protection experience, and its performance is proven by third-party laboratory test results. Xylon Green is guaranteed for 5 years inside and out. The value of your vehicle or exposure to lease end charges is highly dependent on the way your car looks. Ask your dealer for more information. Thanks for watching.
Introducing Presto Price during our first big sale of the year at Preston Mazda. Bobby, fill me in on Presto Price.
Yeah, I mean, Presto Price is the fast and easy way to get an upfront great deal. And really, we're making car buying what it should be. Fun, simple, easy, and transparent. And the way we do our Presto pricing is our managers have a software that allows them to see the prices that other dealers are pricing their cars, and we make sure that ours are the lowest. And if you go on our website at gopreston.com, you can see the Presto price on all of our new and used vehicles.
And the Presto price on this 2015 Mazda 3 is only $149 a month. It's an amazing vehicle. Our product specialist, Dice, tell me all about it.
Well, there's many reasons why this vehicle actually won Car of the Year. Whether you get with the 4-door or 5-door hatchback, it's Kelley Blue Book's lowest 5-year cost-owned vehicle, highest in-class MPG, over 40 miles per gallon. Overall, it is a fantastic car and a great deal.
Presto price at $149 a month at Preston Mazda and Boardman, where you come first.
The camera, virtually unchanged for 100 years. Until technology made it more efficient, when one man created the digital camera. Mazda made the CUV more efficient with SkyActiv technology. The Mazda CX-5 has better than hybrid fuel efficiency. Without compromising the performance, only Mazda delivers. The 2015 Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Over 95% of the world uses gas and diesel combustion engines now. And even by 2020, 90% still will be. That leaves only 10% using alternatives. Cars that run on electric, hydrogen, corn, or even French fry oil have potential. And we're working on alternatives too. But the solutions most car makers have come up with so far either offer up the driving exhilaration of a couple squirrels on a treadmill, or are so expensive they're just not realistic for most people. To really affect global fuel consumption and emissions right now, you have to use something the globe actually uses right now. Rethink the combustion engine. Make it better and accessible to everyone, and you'll make a difference, a big difference. How big? Consider that current combustion engines waste about 70% of the fuel's potential energy. That's a lot of room for improvement. Our overall goal is to get 15% better fuel economy and a 15% improvement in low mid-range torque from the same engine, all on regular fuel. Two 800-pound gorillas stood in our way. The first was figuring out how to capture more energy from the fuel. To do that, we needed to raise the compression ratio by placing a dome on each piston. Because the more you squeeze the air-fuel mixture, the more energy you get from the combustion. But a high compression ratio usually ends up causing knock, which is when the air-fuel mixture ignites too soon because it's too hot inside the chamber, and that's no good. So we had to cool things off. Using some huge engineering muscle, we came up with innovative solutions to do just that, like a high-pressure 6-hole direct fuel injector that fires gasoline into the cylinder at 3,000 psi to help keep it cool, and a volcano-like pocket in the piston that improves combustion efficiency, giving burning fuel a place to grow without wasting energy heating the top of the piston. To get all that hot exhaust out without it shooting into the other cylinders, we added a longer exhaust manifold used in race cars called a header. Everyday cars don't use headers because of the emissions problems they create, but our advanced direct injection system solved that issue too. That's how we got more energy from the fuel. The second gorilla was making sure we weren't losing any of that precious booty on its way to the wheels. So we reduced friction inside the engine by a whopping 30%. How? By sweating every little detail. We've improved oil pump efficiency by 74% and water pump efficiency by 31%. Reduced friction from the big bouncy bits like the pistons, rods, and crankshaft by 25%. Reduced valve train friction by 54%, and even reduced the effort the engine exerts to suck in fresh air by 13%. When it was all over, we had done what couldn't be done, achieving more torque, better performance, and higher efficiency. Skyactiv technology from Mazda. The future of driving begins now. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
When Martin Cooper invented the mobile phone in 1973,
Hello? Yeah, this is Marty. Guess what we did?
connectivity took a mighty leap forward. Staying connected is also the Mazda way. That's why the all-new Mazda 3 uses cutting-edge technology
Hey,
Hi. Headed home?
on my way.
to keep you seamlessly connected to the world around you and the road beneath you. This is the all-new Mazda 3. What do you drive?
It's our first big sale of the year at Preston Mazda in Boardman. And Bobby, I'm so excited to introduce Presto Price.
That's right, Abby. Presto Price is changing the game and making car buying what it should be. Fun, simple, easy, transparent. Basically, what Presto Price does is we have a software that allows our managers to see what other dealers are pricing their cars at, and we just make sure that we offer the lowest price. There's no more back and forth. There's no more haggling. There's no more, let me check with my manager. It makes car buying so much simpler, easier, and fun. And plus, we offer great service after the sale as well.
And we have an amazing Presto Price on this 2015 Mazda 6, only $199 a month. Now, Dice, get in here. He's our product specialist. Tell me all about this Mazda 6.
Well, there's so many features I could tell you about, but I'm only going to name a few.
Okay.
It's highest MPG in its class. It's a full-size sedan that gets 38 miles per gallon. Kelley Blue Book, highest resale value, top safety pick. I mean, really, it is the complete package.
Preston Mazda in Boardman, where you come first.
The universe had a great idea with the circle. With no beginning or end, it enables stuff like infinite loops, cycles, turns, and rotations, even a certain kind of engine. The automobile is a great example of the power of this concept. But there's room for improvement. In conventional cars, the engine converts fuel into motion energy. But when you slow down, a lot of that hard-earned energy says goodbye. That's a broken loop. Meanwhile, cars also use a lot of electricity to power everything from essentials to all the electronic gizmos that drivers demand today. They get this electricity from the alternator, which in most cars is constantly cranked by the engine, sapping up to 10% of your horsepower in everyday driving. But we invented a way to reduce that to zero. IE Loop, a regenerative braking system that recovers wasted energy. It uses a special alternator that freewheels when the engine moves the car. But the moment you let off the gas, it wakes up to turn outgoing energy into electricity. These huge surges of power need to be stored somewhere. Less innovative systems feed it to the car battery. But batteries can't be charged in quick shots, so this method is less efficient. We had a smarter idea, a capacitor, which is like a battery but charges in seconds. It gobbles up huge amounts of electricity and sends it straight to where it's needed. With all its components in place, IE Loop closes the broken energy loop. Not only does it improve your fuel economy around 5%, but it also enables 100% of the engine's horsepower to go directly to where it counts. In effect, wasted energy is turned into driving enjoyment. By defying convention, Mazda brings you efficiency and performance together, and that's what Skyactiv technology is all about. The universe must be so proud. Skyactiv technology from Mazda. The future of driving begins now. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Well, in a year when car sales are off on a rocket trip to the moon in the U.S., one of the hottest categories is where this guy's playing, in the compact crossover market. New entry from Mazda, this is theirs, it's the CX-3. Now it's based, in spite of the nomenclature, on the Mazda 2, but they've kind of pulled that thing to its maximum dimensions. 8 inches longer than a 2 going this way, about 3 inches wider going this way. But what I want you to see more than its volumes is its overall style. This is all about premium look and styling. You got good size wheels, you got an audacious body, you've got Mazda's very celebrated new kind of front clip and face, and inside a lot of premium look as well. It's not a bare bones proposition. Also check out the rear quarter. It would be the C-pillar. You've got some blackout treatment there. You see this on a lot of Jaguars, in fact. That gives you the impression of sort of a floating roof. Again, a premium touch you don't expect in a little guy this size or class. Now inside we see a lot of classic current Mazda cues. They're going with something called Mazda Connect on this car. I believe it's their second car that will have that. They're moving more into a connected apps and infotainment platform. It starts off largely with an LCD panel here, this kind of multi-controller down here, and AHA from Harman bringing in a lot of different services in an audio form. Information, podcasts, radio, even travel information, but all kind of packaged for your ear. And they expect to have more apps supported in that through 2015, which would be a good piece of catch-up for them. And notice up here a little plastic pop-up HUD combiner, a little HUD screen basically. This is part of the Mazda Connect technology also, as they kind of bring some information out there to keep your eyes more on the road, even while you have other interfaces in the car. CX-3 hits US spring of 2015. Pricing is obviously, it's a little too early for that. I can tell you this, it's one engine only in the US though, a 2-liter Sky-Activ high compression gas 4 hooked up to an automatic transmission. All-wheel drive will be an option. We'll look for it soon.
An engine that makes more power from less fuel is great. But if stepping on the gas feels like you're communicating with the wheels via messenger pigeon, what's the point? To be fun, a car has to be responsive. Traditional automatic transmissions are great when you're starting from a stop or creeping along in traffic. However, we saw a big opportunity to improve their responsiveness and fuel efficiency. To make it a reality, we needed the best of two worlds. The getting going and first gear smoothness and controllability of a traditional automatic transmission, plus the direct connectedness and fuel efficiency of a manual transmission for the rest of the gears when you get rolling. Basically, we wanted a manual transmission that shifts for itself. Introducing the Sky-Activ Drive 6-speed automatic, a new kind of transmission that marries a torque converter from a traditional automatic with a clutch from a manual. Making it all work and getting the kind of precise split-second shifting we wanted meant our new transmission needed a mind of its own, literally. So, we implanted an advanced control module that's like having a professional race car driver in your gearbox, shifting with such quickness and precision, it can even perfectly rev match downshifts. With that kind of responsiveness, this high-performance gearbox also improves fuel economy by up to 7%. The net result, all boxes checked. Smooth, direct, and efficient. What more could you ask for? How about a better manual transmission too? One with the crisp, precise shift feel that you'd find in a Mazda MX-5 Miata. We wanted that incredible shifting performance and feel in every vehicle we make, so we engineered the Sky-Activ MT 6-speed manual to have the shortest shift throw in its class, as well as being smaller, lighter, and stronger than its predecessor too. Thanks to both our transmissions' compact and lightweight designs, our new Sky-Activ bodies could be built more efficiently around them, further contributing to the overall Sky-Activ technology goals by bringing improved fuel economy and performance together. Jackpot. Both new transmissions are major innovations, and both already have the rest of the automotive world scrambling to catch up. They prove not only what Mazda is capable of, but what can be achieved when you refuse to compromise. Sky-Activ technology from Mazda. The future of driving begins now. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
First big sale of the year is here at Preston Mazda in Boardman, and we're so excited to introduce Presto Price. Tell me about it.
That's right, Abby. Presto Price is the fast and easy way to get an upfront great deal. And really, with Presto Price, we're changing the game, and we're making car buying really what it should be. Fun. Simple, easy, transparent. And the way we do our Presto pricing is our managers have a software that allows them to see what other dealers are pricing their cars at, and we make sure that we're the lowest. And we're so confident that we're going to get you the lowest price that we even offer a Presto Price Match Guarantee. We'll match or beat any other dealer's offer with our Presto Price Match Guarantee.
And this 2015 Mazda CX-5 is Presto Price at only $199 a month. Dice, our product specialist, tell me about it.
Yeah, this CX-5, it really is the complete package. Whether it's to the highest MPG in its class, 30 miles per gallon, or to the lowest 5-year cost to own from Kelley Blue Book, it really is a win-win situation. You can't beat the deals. You got to come check this vehicle out.
Only at Preston Mazda in Boardman, where you come first.
Usually when we do a car review, we tell you a little bit about the car, and then at the end we come to some kind of conclusion. This time, let's flip it. That's the Mazda 3, and it's really great. In fact, it might very well be my favorite compact car. With that glowing endorsement on the table, let's talk about what makes it so good.
Honestly, I've always liked the Mazda 3, but the old car's smiley face looked a little goofy. Now in its third generation, the Mazda 3 has matured. It hasn't lost its youthful charm, mind you, it just presents a more modern and sophisticated image, kind of like a little Mazda 6. Sporting a longer wheelbase, wider track, and a lighter yet 30% stiffer body, the Mazda 3 can be had as either a sedan or a $500 pricier hatchback. Interior dimensions are virtually the same in each, except when it comes to cargo space, where more than 20 cubic feet of hatchback space bests the sedan's comparatively puny 12.4 cubic foot trunk. Move forward, and we find a simple black cabin featuring high-quality materials and graceful lines that echo the exterior. From the driver's seat, you might notice the gauge cluster's small text and what is quite possibly the tiniest rev counter in history. Gauge legibility aside, the interior is highly functional, with unambiguous climate controls, a manageable number of easily distinguished steering wheel buttons, and an optional infotainment system that politely lets users control it with either the touchscreen or this all-powerful knob. With either method, navigating the system is easy, while Bluetooth phone pairing is quick and painless. As a bonus, higher trims incorporate 2 USB outlets instead of 1, reducing the chance you'll run out of power before posting that hilarious Facebook update about Hump Day. Ah, Wednesdays. Among these stranger details are an oddly located volume knob and the shape of the nav screen itself. It really seems like you ought to be able to pop it out for home use. Note, do not attempt to rip the nav screen out of your Mazda. Total passenger volume is about the same as the old Mazda 3, but increased shoulder space makes the front seats feel roomier, while the car's rising beltline makes the rear quarters seem tighter than they actually are. For scale, I'm a completely average 5'10" and can sit in all the rear positions without hitting my head, but just barely. So how does the Mazda compare to its competitors? It has more passenger space and total legroom than an Elantra, more front and rear headroom than a Jetta or Corolla, but less total legroom than each, and less front but more rear headroom than a Sentra, while again offering less legroom. Basically, if legroom is your prime concern, then a Sentra, Jetta, or Corolla is probably the play. If general roominess is what you're after, then the Mazda 3 can definitely hold its own. All this talk about the Mazda 3, and we haven't yet talked about how it drives.
In all the ways that matter, driving the Mazda 3 is pretty fantastic. The steering is direct and responsive. When you're driving in a straight line, it feels good and stable. The wind and road noise, nicely controlled. And even though you might think, with all the sportiness that's implied in being a Mazda, that the ride would be harsh, it really isn't. So apologize to the Mazda 3 for thinking those terrible things about it. If you decide to push it, you'll notice that the 16-inch Yokohama tires that come on the I models don't have a ton of grip, so you might find the tires squealing a bit more than you'd like. If you have big sporting ambitions, just throw on some new rubber. If you're just making trips to Trader Joe's, these ought to do just fine. If you're considering buying a Mazda 3 and you're not sure if you should go with the manual or the automatic, consider the manual. It's actually got a very nice, light, easy to operate clutch, and the shifter is typical Mazda fantastic, almost MX-5-ish in its short throws and nice engagement.
And not to be overlooked in the overall driving experience are lovely front seats that manage to be both soft and supportive. Powering all Mazda 3i trims is the previous car's 2-liter inline 4-cylinder. With its 155 horsepower output achieved at 6,000 RPM, you need to rev it to really get moving. But for normal driving, it works fine while returning 40 mpg on the highway with a standard 6-speed manual transmission and 41 with the optional 6-speed automatic. If you've got the need for speed but can't wait for a Mazda Speed 3, consider the 184 horsepower 2.5-liter found in the Mazda 3S trims, as well as its Mazda 6 and CX-5 siblings. Sadly, the 2.5-liter only comes with a 6-speed automatic, which is a bummer if you like power and shifting for yourself. Though less efficient than the base engine, the 2.5-liter Grand Touring trim's optional i-E-Loop system improves efficiency to within spitting distance of the 2-liter. Speaking of i-E-Loop, this inelegantly named technology uses a special alternator to charge a capacitor that then distributes power to various vehicle systems, helping improve real-world fuel economy by up to 5%. There are cheaper compact cars, but considering its solid resale values and what you get for the money, the Mazda 3 is a good value. For less than $18,000, including destination, the base sedan includes air conditioning, a tilting telescoping steering column, push-button start, a variety of power assists, stability and traction controls, and 6 airbags. Among the standout options are blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, a nice-sounding Bose audio system, a lane departure warning, adaptive radar cruise control, and smart city brake support that automatically applies the vehicle's brakes to mitigate potential low-speed impacts. Just remember, adding all those features results in a nearly $30,000 Mazda 3.
You can usually only tell the best times in life after the fact, so it may not seem obvious, but this is a golden era for compact car buyers. There's a ton of great choices for every taste, and they're all really good too.
In a lot of ways, the Mazda CX-5 is a pretty conventional compact SUV. It has decent room for 5, generous cargo capacity, and plenty of modern amenities. But in other ways, it totally stands out in the crowd. Not only is it more efficient than its rivals, it looks cool and is actually fun to drive. The base front-wheel drive CX-5 Sport trim comes with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that gets an excellent 29 mpg combined. Now, its acceleration is slow for the class, so getting the Touring and Grand Touring trim's 2.5-liter engine is a good idea. Not only is it quicker, but there's not much of a fuel economy penalty. Its 27 mpg combined is actually 1 mpg better than the considerably less powerful Honda CR-V. Regardless of the engine, the CX-5 is a legitimately good driving vehicle. The precise action of the brakes, suspension, and steering make it feel smaller than it is. The ride is on the firmer side of things, but it's still comfortable. If you're upsizing from a sporty or compact car, this would be a great choice. The government gave it a 5-star overall crash rating, while the Insurance Institute named it a top safety pick. Despite looking and driving like a smaller SUV, there's actually a surprising amount of cargo space inside. Its cargo area falls a bit short of a Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4, but not by much. On the flip side, the back seat is actually a bit more spacious. The CX-5 is one of our top choices for a compact SUV, along with the Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, and Ford Escape. All stand out in their own way, but count this Mazda as the good-looking athlete of the group.
Mazda's Mazda 6 midsize sedan is all new for 2014, but in a way, it's a return to its original sporty personality of a decade ago.
Now performance and handling are back in a lighter, more aerodynamic Mazda 6 that, unlike most family sedans, is actually really fun to drive.
The Mazda 6's cabin is no slouch either. A nice steering wheel with paddle shifters and loads of controls. Well-bolstered front seats, roomy rear seats.
Oh, and lots of high-tech bells and whistles, don't forget. lighter Mazda 6's inline-4 cranks out a respectable 184 horsepower. But it's the 185 pound-feet of low-end torque that boosts the fun on this family sedan.
Both the standard and paddle-shifted automatic transmissions are nice and smooth, but some drivers may find the ride a little harsh. To get better handling, Mazda had to give up some of that cushy sedan ride.
On the fuel economy front, with Mazda's SkyActiv technology, mileage estimates jump by more than 20%.
And with a base MSRP of just over 20 grand, the 2014 Mazda 6 delivers a lot of car for the buck.
Especially when matched up against pricier competitors like the Ford Fusion, Honda Accord, and Toyota Camry.
The 2014 Mazda 6 has returned to its performance roots, while not abandoning those looking for practicality and comfort.
Jeff and I like it. Aside from a few complaints on the TomTom nav and the firm performance ride, I think it's definitely safe to say that Mazda's made some excellent moves with the 2014 Mazda 6.